want to say welcome. Hello to my Mystiques family and welcome to 2025. I am absolutely grateful to have this opportunity to talk to you today about some strategies to accomplish our goals within the new year. Getting better. Thank you. Awesome. I'm really, absolutely happy that you guys thought that you are important enough to make and take the time for your own self development. Many times we put all of our efforts into work, our family, our marriages, and we don't leave enough time for ourselves. So kudos to you guys. I'm really happy that you really, think that it's really important for you to get this message today. Self development is absolutely important. Before we get started, just want to share with those who don't know me just a little bit about myself. My name is Anisha Campbell, and I'm a certified life and health coach. I also work for a Fortune 500 company, which ranks 19 on the list. Right, I've been with the company for 17 years. I'm an assistant store manager, and I've been in the leadership role for 17 years. So I know a little bit about management, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you guys. I am the president of Women's United Enterprise. It's a women's organization with a group of women who we really try to hold on to each other strongly. They are entrepreneurial women, and we all strive to uplift each other. And we know that our skills and our abilities go beyond our job and our family. So we're really trying to help each other out and get each other to achieve our goals. So I grew up as a runaway high school dropout teenage mom. That's who I am, or who I was, right? And through all of my hardship and the things that I've gone through, and feeling the feelings of sadness, being unhappy, feeling ashamed or feeling afraid, and also sometimes confusion, through all of my struggles, I have been able to take all of those experiences and feelings to use as fuel to create the woman that I am today. I have a family of 9, which consists of my husband of 13 years, our 5 blended children, and our 2 grandchildren. Like I stated before, I'm an assistant store manager for this great company, and I am the president of Women's United Enterprise. And we strive to uplift women and just keep, each other accountable and know that we're bigger than our 9 to 5. I wrote the book, Purchase Your Dream Home Less Than Stellar Credit. I like to take risks. I'm a person that really like to take risks. I like to use myself as the guinea pig to be able to have all of these lessons to use as a way of teaching others and giving back to others from what somebody did for me. So this is really personal to me. Yes, I'm professionally certified, but I'm personally invested in this because I've lived a lot of what I'm going to talk to you about and what I do share with my clients. So part of the risk taking is that I decided to start flipping homes. And we all know that flipping homes is a financial benefit to it, right? But most people don't flip their own homes, which that's what we do, right? So we take a risk, we get in there, we do these not so conventional things, and then we're able to share it with you guys, and I'm able to share with others and help them to get to where they want to go, right? So within 8 years, we've bought 2 homes, sold one, bought the second one, and we're in the process of selling the second house currently, and more to come, right? And most people that are flipping houses, they don't flip their own homes. But again, I like to take risks, and I like to get out there. I like to get into the heat of things and really understand it from inside out so I could be able to share it with somebody and share it with you guys so that you can really understand what it means to get through some of the struggles. Um, some of the reasons why you would want to listen to me today um, is because I've gone through all of those things. I've taken every step that I'm going to share with you today, I have taken myself. I've gone through it, I've done it, and I have the experience behind it, and I have the achievements to show, right? So it's not just talking from a professional place, it's really talking through my personal life. So take notes, ask a lot of questions. Um, a lot of times, we have a bunch of ideas and dreams in our heads, but it takes us a long time to get those really manifested, right? Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's longer than that. But with the strategies that I will give you today, that's going to help you move forward in 2025 to really accomplish the goals and the dreams that you set out to do. So give me a 1 in the chat if you have ever gone through the procrastination process where it may take you a little bit longer to get your goals done. I know I've been through it, and I'm sure we've all gone through some of that. So, throw a 1 in the chat if you've ever experienced procrastination on the things that, you set out to do. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, GLP, for sharing. I appreciate that. Yes. So procrastination is something that, it really affects a lot of us because we say we're going to do something and then so many things happen in our lives that prevents us from actually getting there. So some of the benefits that you will receive today from my Dream It, Plan It, and Execute It events are clarity and focus on your goals, practical tools and strategies for planning, right? You think about it, you dream it, then you got to plan it. Then also, you're going to be empowered. You're going to have an empowered mindset and a boost of confidence after we're done, knowing that all your goals and aspirations can be accomplished. And then, lastly, accountability. And you'll know that you have a community that will support you. I will support you, right? The biggest thing about setting goals and executing your dreams, putting it on paper, is creating accountability. We're going to talk a lot about having a support community, a community that's really your cheerleader and that's really driving, really out there helping you and really want you to be the best self, right? So we're going to talk a lot about community. And, I also want to tell you before I go too far into this that I also have a gift for those who stay until the end, right? That's right, a free gift. So no need to worry about your credit cards. Keep your cards in your pocket and your wallets. This is a New Year gift to all of you guys, all right? So I'm going to go a little bit back to the topic of why is it important to, when you dream it, when you have an idea, to have a plan of action and to really figure out how you're going to execute that plan. We are creatures that live in a society that thrives off of success. And when we're not being successful and our lives don't look like other people around us, we tend to feel depressed. We tend to feel rejected, right? We tend to feel unfulfilled, and insecurity set in. We start feeling jealous, and sometimes we become resentful. And that's the main reason why it's important to not continue to be a person that procrastinates. That's why it's important to make sure that, one, you voice your ideas, you talk about your dreams, but then you plan and you execute, right? So, for example, going back to the book that I wrote really speaks to the experience that we went through when we bought our first home and all the struggles we went through. And it took a lot of planning. And I'll go into different sections of it, but we needed to first, we had a dream. And then we had to figure out what plans do we need to put in place to make sure that dream comes true. So I would like everybody in the chat just to share one of your big dreams that you have, something that you want to do, somewhere you want to go. It could be big, it could be small. Just share with me one of your dreams that you're trying to accomplish right now. Mel, welcome, Mel. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. GLP says travel to Tahiti. Awesome. Wow, you're ready for that long trip. Okay. Judith says grow my business. Awesome. All right, so that's the dream. All right. How do you want to grow your business, Judith? And Patrick, you Tahiti. When do you want to go to Tahiti? So while you guys type in the comments, I'm going to continue. So GLP said he wants to go, GLP wants to go to Tahiti in 2026. Okay, you got some time. You got some good time, so you can really plan. Michelle, welcome. Welcome live in Jamaica. Oh, no. She says she wants to live in Jamaica 6 months out of the year. Wow. Nice. I like that. Melissa says one of her dreams is becoming a CEO and buying a tiny house. Okay. Judith needed to be my main source of income. I like that. Get rid of the 9 to 5 and just making sure you stay stable. All right. I'm going to give all of you guys some tips and strategies to get those goals done. So when I talk about dream it, which is the first part, right? Every single dream, right? Every single thing in the world around us came from a dream, came from an idea. Somebody thought of it, they figured out how they were going to put it together, and then they created it. Just like the space that we're using currently, right? We're using our laptops, our phones, our tablets to be able to share this space with each other, right? That, how many years ago this did not exist? Somebody thought of it, they planned it out, and they executed it, right? So I want you to think that if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Everything you dream about, you can achieve. You just got to talk about it. You just got to turn those dreams into tangible goals. And I'm going to share a little bit about, how you can get that done. So I like to put everything on paper. I like to talk about it. I like to write it out, and I like to see it. Visualizing your success is one of the ways that you're going to continue to manifest those dreams and goals that you have. And for me, I utilize a vision board. Let me get my board. So now, don't make fun of me, right? Because I haven't revamped it for 2025 yet. So this is what it currently looks like, right? It's a chaotic situation, but I understand it, and I haven't really looked to see where I'm at yet and what I need to take off, if any, right? So let's go through it real quick. My title says a vision, a purpose. Your title could be what makes sense to you. On the top of it, I put write my own story, right? Because my goals and dreams, they're mine. And I'm the only person that really know how deep and how far I want to take my goals. So I have that there. I have break the rules. Remember, guys, I told you I like to take risks. So I have break the rules here because I find that not just taking somebody's word for something, you end up learning new things, and you're able to break different barriers by breaking some of the rules and seeing what it really is for yourself. I have success is the only option. And right here underneath this, it says increase Women United members to 20 and grow awareness. Guys, I got to tell you, this has to stay on the board. We're up to 9 women, 9 beautiful, amazing, smart women, and we're continuing to help each other accomplish our goals. So that's on my board. That has to stay. And look, right here it says I'm going to start a podcast. And I just want to show you over here too. I'm sorry, over here, that I started the process. Right? The dream is to start a podcast, but I need tools. I need equipments. So I had to do the planning, and I started to purchase some of the things, as you see behind me, that I'm going to need, and start preparing myself for that. So I have the best is yet to come. So I have a lot of wording that affirms what I'm trying to do. So let's go over here and see what's over here. Gold. Continue to invest in the stock market and cryptocurrency. That's there. I have this big old check up here with my husband and myself name. It says $100 million. That's just there. We're speaking to the universe, right? So I just got that right in the middle of the board. I told you I was certified health coach as well. So I'm really trying to practice the things that I'm going to talk about when it comes to health. So I'm really trying to get into eating better, and I've started practicing some of those things as well. Over here says rich. What it says, selling house. I'm currently in the process of selling my house, and everything is possible. Purchase a 2-family house. All my dreams, everything that I want to do, everything that my family wants to do, everything that I think about, I try to put on this board, because you have to bring it out to the universe. You have to visualize what you want to do, right? And then, some of my husband have something on here. My daughters have their own vision board. And the empty spaces that you see, there was a goal there. So from last year, all of these empty spaces, there were goals that I already accomplished through making sure that I could see it, I could touch it, right? So you would get a magazine and you cut out the pictures. Right here was a big ship, big cruise ship. The goal was to go on a family trip on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. And I put it there, and last year I went with my family to Bermuda. I went on a cruise, right? So that's gone now. So everything, no matter how small you think it is, everything you want to do, put it on there. And I like the vision board. You may like digital. You may want to use your cell phone or whatever source you want to use, but use something that you look at every single day, right? Make it so that you can't forget. Judith said, GLP, can I plan that for you? GLP, you're probably going to have to get up with Judith. She's going to plan that Tahiti trip for you. Yep, put it on your vision board. All right, guys. So that's how I utilize, that's how I stay focused. That's how I keep all of my goals in the front of me, right? So moving into planning it. Planning your goals, it means create an actionable plan, right? So all those things on my vision board, I need to figure out how am I going to get there? What do I need to get the things that I'm asking for, right? So you have to have step-by-step plans, step-by-step goals. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And this year, we're not wishing anything. We're planning everything out strategically, and we're being intentional about everything that we do, right? It's really, really important to break down all of the things and all of the goals you want. Really, really important that you do that. So along with your vision board, you want to create a SMART goal. And SMART, the word SMART is broken down into 5 key areas. S for specific. M is for measurable. A is for achievable. R is for relevant. And time is for time bound, right? That's the accountability piece. Again, many of us who are in a professional space, you probably heard this terminology: SMART, game plan, SMART goals. Everything you learn in your profession, some of those things or all of those things can also be used in your personal life. So a SMART goal is extremely important. And let me give you some examples, right? Using my house and the process I have to go through, being specific was, we want to buy a house. Where do you want to buy the house? Is it going to be a 1-family or is it going to be a 2-family? How close is it going to be? How much money is it going to cost, right? Specific. I want to buy a house in this neighborhood and this is the cost. How do you measure that? Right? You got to think. How far is it from work? What's the impact that you're going to face for buying the house in this location versus that location? How do you measure that? How much money you're going to need? And then you have to think, is it something that's achievable? And for us, it wasn't really achievable at first, right? We didn't really know much about buying a house. We just know that we wanted to do it. We wanted to be a part of this environment where we were living the American dream, quote unquote, right? So we knew we wanted to buy a house, but we didn't know how to get there. So we reached out to different people in our communities, and this is where I'm going to talk about communities being so important. We spoke to individuals who told us we needed to make more money. I know people that got a house and lost the house. This is not a buyer's market. So many different things that we were told at that time. And then we also reached out to some other individuals who owned homes, owned several houses, family members who really wanted to see you achieve your goals and were happy for you, right? Speaking to those people made us realize that the dream is possible. That also taught me that the community, the people that I keep close to me, have to have that same mindset, have to be in the process of what I'm trying to get. Now, some of the people that were putting fear on us were individuals that didn't own a home. Why would I continue to look for guidance from those people? It makes sense to look to those people who are going into the same direction that you're going through to get the results that you're looking for. So they made sure that they gave us the information we need. They told us about credit score. They told us about needing 20%. Now, getting that information made us really uncomfortable because we didn't know anything about credit. And we don't have 20% to put on a house. But once we started going through the process and we started doing the research and talking, we were advised, pull your credit report. And guys, I got to tell you, our credit was so bad, so bad. But the fact that we were able to see what it was, we were able to take an action and figure out what we had to do to fix that. Because in order to get the loan from the bank, you would have to have a credit score that they needed, that they seemed fit to give you the loan, right? And then after realizing that we didn't have 20%, we spoke to the people that own homes, and they told us there are a bunch of first-time home buyers process out there, loans, A bunch of banks, the government have a bunch of programs. So now we were told that you can get a house with just a 3.5% down instead of 20%. That went from needing $30,000 to $40,000 to only needing about $7,000 to $14,000. Like, seriously, connect yourself with a community that's going to give you the information that you need. Do the research, get the information, right? So now it became achievable for us. The next part of SMART is make sure it's relevant. But most importantly, relevant to you, relevant to your situation, not relevant to what you see, your friends, your family, what's on TV, what's on social media. Make sure it's relevant to you and your partners and your family that's going through it. Somebody might decide that they want to start a business, and in 6 months the business is started. It might take you a longer time, and that's okay. Make sure your timeline and the things that you want are relevant to you. Just to you. You're the only person that know what dreams and goals you have. And if you chase somebody else's dreams, if you try to get what they get or do what they do, you might not achieve your goals because you don't know what they did to get what they have. So make sure everything you do, even outside of dreaming and planning it, everything you do, focus on you. Make sure everything is relevant to what you want and what your condition can take. And then time bound, right? So usually buying a house, it's about 30 to 45 days or 45 to 60 days, somewhere around there. It's okay to not meet your deadline because sometimes obstacles are going to come in the way, right? I remember we're right at the last part of it. We're waiting for the bank to approve the loan so that we can go ahead and get this house and go to closing. And the bank called us and told us that the loan was denied because my credit score dropped. I mean, like, think about that. Like, my whole self turned upside down. Tears, snot everywhere. Like, what do you mean? How do I go back and tell my children who's been asking, when are we getting the house? When are we getting the house? And everybody, all your community people that's riding for you is like waiting. How do I go back and say we're not going to get the house? Because my credit score dropped. Because the IRS put a lien on my credit report saying that I owed $2,000. Because they couldn't find me to send me the bill, they put it on my credit report. Really? The IRS not being able to find us. But anyway, right? Devastated. Finished with the process. Called my mom. Told her I'm done. She's like, no. She's very faithful. So she's like, no, you're not going to let the negative energy stop you. Reached out to my community of friends and family. And they were like, no. Can you pay the bill? Pay the bill. Do this, do that. Guess what? We still got the house. It might have took another 2 months, but thankfully the sellers were patient and they waited for us. So yes, you set the time to hold yourself accountable, but I don't want you to get too fixated on the time. So I want to move right along. I know we're pressed for some time. I want to move right into planning it. Let me just look. Need to be... Okay. We're all good in the chat. Planning it basically comes to creating actionable plans, right? Actionable. It has to be something that you're doing. Now you're moving from the dream state, you're moving from the idea state to dreaming it. I mean, you're moving from the dream state to planning it. So you got to be actionable, right? What are some actions, Judith, you think you can take to get your business to where you're trying to get it, to make it your main source of income? And Michelle, you said you wanted to spend 6 months in Jamaica. How are you going to make that happen? That's a wonderful dream. Wonderful goal. So while you guys get your thoughts together to throw into the chat, um, turn your goals into step by step plans. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And we're not doing any wishing this year, right? No wishing. Everything is a plan. We're going to be really strategic about the plans that we put in place. And it's really important to break those plans down into daily, weekly, and monthly action plans. You're building a habit that is going to support the growth that you're looking for. Really building a habit to support that growth. And some of the tools you probably need, not probably, you're going to need this. You got to track your progress. You need some journals, you need planners, and you need some apps. I use Google Calendar for almost everything, professionally, personally, everything that I have to do. Most of the important things is on there because I can't remember everything. So I make sure that I continue to put everything on the calendar to remind me. Sometimes you need a week reminder. You need to remind yourself a day before. However it is, use those tools. Get your journals, get your planners, use your apps. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you, that's what you have to do. JLP, what type of action plan are you going to put in place to make it to Tahiti? Save more money. Okay, that's an action. Save more money. So you got to figure out how much money do you need, right? How much is the trip? How much is it going to cost? And then you have about a year or so for your trip. So you want to, right, check the flights, find a travel agent, all of those things. Maybe you can reach out to Judith. She want to plan the trip for you. But yeah, those are some actionable steps, right? Check the flight, travel. Yep, getting more clients, putting more business out there, Judith. Absolutely. Being more on social media, advertising more. Those are some actionable steps. So you got it, right? So we just got to continue to put those things. And as we work on our professional endeavors, we also got to work on those personal ones too. So I want to get into the execution part, which is the part where it's the last thing I'm going to talk about, but I think it's the most important. So when I think about executing it, it's really about your mindset shift, right? You want your mindset to be on, you always should be thinking about your success. Your mindset determines the success of anything you want to do. What you think is what is. What you talk, what you believe is what is, right? So if you plant apples, you're going to get apples. If you plant roses, red roses, you're going to get red roses, right? So you got to create and build a mental toughness and resilience because the world is going to come at you. While you're setting all these goals and priorities and dreams in place and planning, life is going to happen. So you have to create a mindset of determination that you're going to succeed at this thing that you're trying to achieve, right? And you got to build that toughness. So doing that, you have to overcome fear. You have to overcome fear. You have to overcome some self-doubt. And we talked about making sure that we overcome procrastination. And as we talk about fear, I just want to quickly go into my emotion board that I use with my client, right? And fear is right here. We want to eliminate fear as much as possible because it creates all of these other things, right? You may feel rejected from fear. You may feel anxious and scared. And then those things, those emotions and feelings leads to other feelings and emotions that turn into behaviors that we may not be proud of, right? You may feel worthless. You may feel worried. You may feel disrespected, inadequate, right? So we definitely have to erase fear. And the biggest thing on here is happiness. Turn your fear into happiness. which is going to create peacefulness, powerfulness. You're going to feel acceptance. You're going to feel proud, and so on, right? So it's really important that you know that you can do anything you want to do. The universe is with you. The universe is with you. Whatever you say you want to do, it opens up this door, which is, to me, is called laws of attraction, where it's like, here you go. Oh, you wanna grow your business? You wanna spend 6 months in Jamaica? You wanna go to Tahiti? All of a sudden, all of these, the things that you said, is gonna start being visible to you. Everywhere you look, this thing is gonna show itself to you. That's why it's important to talk about it. That's why it's really important to put it at the forefront of your mind and know that you're capable, right? Get rid of the fears. Don't talk to people that give you their own fears. Have that community of cheerleaders, people that are going to have your back, people that ride for you, and they can't wait to see what you do next, right? You have to create affirmations and visualize what you want. Have the tools. Have the what are you going to do after you achieve these goals, right? That's important too. How are you going to celebrate yourself after you make it to Tahiti? Make it to, you're in Jamaica for 6 months. How are you going to celebrate that? When you grow in your business, Judith, how are you going to celebrate yourself? You can't forget about the celebration piece that is needed after we have accomplished our goals. It's not just about doing it. Celebrate it for yourself and then share with others, right? And I encourage you to embrace your failures. A failure is a part of the process. That's how we learn, right? When we were told, don't touch the stove, it's hot, you didn't know what that meant until you touched the stove and you got burnt. So failing to listen to not touch the stove has taught you that the stove is hot and it creates pain. So it's important for us to embrace our failures. When you talk about being grateful, when you talk about living a gratifying life and practicing gratitude, the failure is a part of that gratitude, because that's how you learn. Because we had such poor credit score, we had a difficult time acquiring this house. So it's the same thought, right? You want to make sure that you just take it. Every failure is a lesson to do better. And it teaches you what not to do and what to do as well. From the lesson, you take all the great things that happened, you carry that along to the next step, and you eliminate the thing that didn't work. But I want to tell you, preparation and getting yourself with a community, again, I'm going to keep saying it, because if you're around negative people, it's going to keep you away from your dreams. If they keep giving you negative thoughts, it's not going to help you to achieve your dreams. You want to align yourself with those who are on the same path, almost the same journey, doing the same things with you. It's really important that that I emphasize that, right? So that you're okay failing. You're okay stepping out there, and you're okay making a mistake. It's okay if it didn't go the way you wanted to. It's okay if you had a hiccup. It's all right. But your community is going to make you feel that it's okay for it to happen, right? So definitely reflect on your mindset and change the way you may think of certain things, right? And throw some things in the chat. Now, I have a few words here that I wanted to share with you guys as well. Share with you guys as well before we go. Right? Sometimes we have some negative thoughts in our minds. And I just want to give you some words to change. Some people may think, I'm not good at this. Instead of telling yourself that you're not good at this, say, I can get good at it with effort and practice. Everything takes practice. Everything takes effort. This is too hard. Everything is hard before it's easy. right? Before you learned your ABC, you couldn't learn how to spell. Before you learned your one, two, threes, you didn't know how to do math, right? To calculate numbers. So everything is hard before it becomes easy, right? I made a mistake. Remember, mistakes mistakes make you better. Mistakes allow you to do things in a different way. And when we talked about practicing, I always go back to sports. As great as these basketballs and all these athletes are, they practice before the game, they practice weeks before the game, they practice the day before the game, they practice hours before the game. They don't just go out and play basketball and play football and cricket and all of these other sports, soccer. And they've been doing this for years. That's their craft. So practicing these things is important, right? So, guys, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Plan it. Just make sure that you have your SMART goal, smart, measurable, achievable, um, relevant, or realistic to you, and make sure it's time bound, right? And I know we got to go. I really appreciate your time. I just want to say, remember that I did say that I had a free gift for you guys, and I didn't forget that. So the free New Year's gift is 30 minutes of one-on-one counseling with myself to get your dreams started, right? To carve out your plan step by step with you. The link is gonna be in the chat. Go now, right? So it's not just you guys who I'm talking to, my other clients, my other medias. Everybody's trying to tap in, and space is limited. But again, it's free to every single person that's on here today. 30 minutes of one-on-one coaching with myself, getting you started in 2025. Just making sure that I could set you guys up for success, and you have my time. You can ask questions. We could really dig into your plan. We could dig into creating more clients for you, Judith, and JLP. We're gonna get you to Tahiti. Michelle, you're gonna be able to live in Jamaica 6 months at a time, right? You are. Melissa, you're gonna continue thriving. So I thank you all for being here with me today. We're a little over 45 minutes. We did have that technical issue, so thank you for staying with me. I appreciate you guys. Jump in right now and schedule your 30 free minutes of one-on-one time with me to get your plans and your dreams set so that you can execute at a high level in 2025. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Mystique's family. And I see you guys out there. Appreciate you.